Holy shit!
What's your language, man? What's your language?
They're children here.
Zoinks.
Zoinks. That's better.
I like that, yeah. I'm hanging out, Riot Fest Denver, with my favorite band in the world, the Descendents. How are you guys?
We're great. With
an
intro like that, how do we live up to that?
Yeah, you're doing better than we are, though. I mean, clearly.
Well, okay, so one of the reasons why you guys are one of my favorite bands in the world, and one of the secrets I think
What's 555?
Triple Nickel, Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay.
I used to work there once upon a time.
Oh, is that JJ's
That's
bar?
JJ's bar.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I think the secrets to your longevity is just how humble, how mild-mannered, and how sweet you guys are. You guys are like these heroes. I don't even know why I'm using air quotes. You guys are heroes. How do you guys stay so humble and down to earth after all these years of being like this legendary legacy band?
So I think it's more like, how do rock stars become so full of themselves? It's not that hard to just stay your same self how you are, especially if you don't become famous when you're like a child.
Well,
I mean, when you're a child, sometimes you get an ego for a while, but I mean, we're grown men.
If your band stays together long enough, it will experience peaks and valleys through it, and those peaks and valleys help to keep you level-headed about what and realistic about what the world is really like.
You got to get beat down now and
You got to get beat down now and then, or you don't really know what's happening. And so I think that we've actually even chosen to be in bands sometimes that fit exactly that kind of a mold, and that is that certainly helps.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys got your shares of actually getting physically beaten down in your youth.
Yes.
Did that help you guys mold and shape yourselves and stay humble?
Well, he's got some good stories.
Yeah.
Black Flag.
Well, you mean when we were kids, though?
Yeah,
you're talking about
kids.
a different.
Yeah.
I only got bullied a couple times. I didn't have much of a problem with that. For me, and I bet you it's all four of us. I bet you anything. I bet you none of us really got beat up much, but it was just, I don't know if any of us were the most popular kid in the school. Let's put it that way.
I never got beat up by punkers. I got beat up by the football team, though. So,
did they beat you up?
Yeah.
Rob Strokey?
Yeah, they stole my glasses.
Rob Strokey and who? Let's name names.
Yeah, let's get this out there.
Huntley was
put it on the table.
Huntley wouldn't wail on people, would he?
No, he was in the background kind of chuckling.
Okay, Rob Strokey, Huntley Kastner.
I can't remember the other people.
Now, are these guys hitting you up for tickets to shows nowadays?
Of course.
Of course, yeah.
Naturally.
Remember that time I gave you a wet willy in
Natch.
7th grade?
That's cool, right?
Yeah, we're friends.
I know that, dude.
So, when you guys get back together, because you all live in separate parts. Well, you two still live in Fort Collins, but you two live across the world, essentially from each other. What's it like when you guys get back into the room for the first time after not seeing each other for a while?
We have a lot of fun. I joke about how a lot of times since we're not in the van for a month doing like that kind of thing, we just fly in and do a couple shows. So it's kind of like, it's almost like guys' night out, or like
we're just catching up.
Get away and even though after the show we all have our like a room where we can sleep, a bed or whatever, but we usually end up on one guy's bed in one guy's room having a few beers or drinks. And that, to me, the fact that it can still be that way, because that's really why we started the band, was for that camaraderie. It was like, when I started the band, Frank and Tony, they were my only two friends. I didn't have any other friends. And so for this band to still be able to kind of be that way, that means everything to me.
Does it feel weird to have so many friends now after having so few growing up?
I don't know if I really do.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
So many people who want to be your friend now.
I don't spread myself that thin. I'm just not good at it.
Well,
I'm not good socially.
There's acquaintances and then there's close friends. I think, Bill and I go back to high school as being best friends basically, and then, as you go to these shows, you see who the real friends are and who the false friends are.
Yeah. And how do you guys stay friends after all these years?
Well, at this point, we see each other regularly.
Yeah.
So I mean but not so much that it's routine. So in that way, it's like every time we can get together, it's going to be an event. It's going to be an event rather than like a non-event. Yeah. So that's the cool thing about it. That's awesome.
Carl and I, we still have a very daily routine that is like kind of what is functionally able to be remnant of the old school practice every day work ethic. Like, Carl comes to my house pert near every day. We take some days off and we practice constantly, whether there's shows or not shows. We never let ourselves get rusty, and it's not because we're trying to be perfect or be all badass, but it's just like, I think we're honestly like just afraid to get rusty, so we don't stop. We just keep going.
Right. And it's good to have that work ethic and momentum. How much of the new songs came out of your daily routines?
I don't know.
11
songs?
Oh, you mean came out of them, or that we're playing
when
now?
you guys are practicing.
No, almost none of them really. I think
we all wrote separately.
We all wrote separately and kind of threw it into the greater blender.
But that was true before too, really. I mean, everybody would tend to write on their own and then kind of go, here's mine, here's mine, and then we get together and hash them out together, and that is largely similar to what we did.
I'll tell you what, though, what it does do if you practice every day, what it did achieve for me on this record is, I think Bill and my chops, for whatever it was worth, our ability to play was very good because we do this. You know, I think that's the main thing that had impact on the record. Because if I don't play for like a week, I lose ground. I would like to lie to myself and say, no, man, I'm that good. No, I'm not that good.
5 days, dude. 5 days and it's out the door.
Use
it or lose it.
I got to keep playing.
Yeah,
but in
5
terms
days.
of songwriting, we had some collaboration going on. He's mainly a music writer, and then the three of us pitched in lyrics for his songs.
That's always been true.
We had 36, right? And so of the 36, let's say each guy wrote about 8 or 9, roughly speaking, 8 or 10 songs. And the one Stefan wrote like 15 or 12 but just music.
But no words.
So then each of us wrote lyrics for like a few of his songs, and that's how a lot of them came about. So that's collaboration of a sort,
Yeah.
And how does it feel? Because I mean, the murmurs have been around for years that you guys might do another record, and now it's finally out there in the world.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I'd say historically, there's been some amount of songs that were written in fun, but the bulk of the music was written out of life experience or situational, realities of everybody's life. And so, in a funny way, this is a way for everybody to get their stuff off their chest, and so, to wait 12 years between doing that, that's a long time. We had a lot of shit. We had a lot of stuff to say. There was a lot of stuff to. There's a lot of beans needed to be spilled.
Considering doing this in like about 2011, I'd say. I mean, when we started playing again, and I think it took a long time, but I think we all had songs from that point forward, and so it just kind of snowballed from there. Well, it was a very slow snowball, but snowballed nonetheless.
Very slow. Yeah.
You know what's weird about like Without Love? I never thought about this, but it was my first one for this thing because I wrote that chorus in 2007, right? But I didn't finish the lyrics till like the day before we recorded it.
Yeah.
So it was the last song, but it was the first song, and because of that, it has the whole 10 years in it, like
compressed into one song.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh yeah. I want to touch again on the practice thing every day. You guys practice every day. The Filmage documentary, it's talked about how drumming saved your life. How do you feel? So drumming has literally saved your life. Is that something you think of often whenever you're playing these songs, writing this record, about how, just being a part of that machine every single day, that daily routine has helped keep you alive and kicking, I guess?
I'm not sure. I mean, it makes me happy to play music. I enjoy listening to it and playing it, and
it's like the drum beat is his heartbeat.
Well, I'm not sure because I don't remember the part of the movie that you're referring to, so I'm not sure if I know how to answer because I'm not sure what you mean.
They were talking to the doctor. I forget his name. He was talking about how Mark. Yeah, Mark. I've met him before. Very nice guy. He was talking about just how good shape you were. It kept your heart from.
His theory was that because usually when you get those blood clots and they just slam into your heart and you die. His theory was that so many years of doing that, my heart had this way of being able to push the blood clots through, and then maybe that's true. And if it is, then I guess I'm glad that I did play drums.
So you should practice every single day of the rest of your life.
A lot,
And I think that's it. Coming back together, especially after almost passing away. Does your cereal taste sweeter in the morning now when you're out here playing towards these big, huge audiences, getting a chance to do this again and relive those youthful dreams?
Absolutely. I mean,
he likes Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries.
I do.
Carl got him a box of Captain Crunch for Crunch Berries one year for his birthday, but
years.
I think he did it for a lot of years.
I'm pretty hooked on Honey Bunches of Oats myself.
Yeah.
Now, I think we talk about, how, we're not spring chickens anymore.
Yeah.
And how many more years are we going to be doing this? And so I think coming out of an illness like that, it makes you kind of, you basically have to kind of face that reality. Like, we want to do this now because we can't do it in 10 years.
Yeah.
So we want to do it now, and we want to do it, it's got to be fun, and it's got to be something that, that's fulfilling for everybody.
Yeah. And it came organic. It's not about a paycheck for
no, it's like we wanted to kind of, I wanted to get back together with these guys. I mean, I basically had become, I was off on my own little tangent, and re-associating with them has been, kind of like, it's kind of given me a new lease on life. So it's been great.
All right, guys. Well, that's a great ending point. I will let you get along with your day. Can't wait for the set later on. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Damian.
I'm super stoked that you guys are back together and have been doing this. I went from having never seen you, never thinking I would ever see you. I've seen you guys like 10 times now. It's awesome. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And see you later. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Another day goes by.